Welcome to the TAOUTDOORS Fishing Show. Just a few fishing tips here for you. Not going to be any fishing, but there might be a few tips for you. To do with these things, fishing rods and rod rings. Now, let me just point you in the direction of just 3 basic rod rings and sort of what they do and what to look out for. Okay, this is a really basic rod ring, but what I want to show you on this rod here is what it's made of. It's just a really cheap bent over metal ring there. Now these can groove, so you've got to keep an eye on them because the line running through there is going to groove, and especially more so on the tip ring. But this old one here, I've put a different type of ring. It did have a metal ring on the top, but you can see it's got an insert to it there. Now what happens with a fishing line, when it runs across these guides like this, it creates friction. And if a fast running fish goes across there, pulling that line really fast, when it stops, the ring's heated up, the line can melt and break. It's under an extreme situation with a fast, hard running fish. Probably unlikely to get that in England, but nevertheless, it's a factor. If you're a worldwide fisherman catching game fish, these wire rings are not the greatest. And then you have to go to something like this one, which is admittedly a single leg. You can get 2 legs to them as well, but we're talking inserts here at the moment. We're talking friction of line over rings. These are different. You can use them, let's say ceramic inserts, aluminium oxide inserts, have different types of insert material nowadays, which reduces that heat. So when the fishing line is running across it fast, it doesn't hold the heat so much. It must, I guess, dissipate the heat, or just doesn't create the same amount of friction, albeit the diameter across here is pretty much the same as with the metal one. There you can see the thickness is pretty much the same. So that's one way to go. If you deal with really fast running fish, you're going to need these things. And this is what I want to talk about at the moment. These are called roller guides. Now, they look absolutely nothing like a standard circular guide, do they? But the line actually rolls right through in between some pulley wheels. If I turn it round, these are wheels. Like little pulleys that you get. Let me show you on another rod I've got here. Let's have a look at that. Now, these are called a double stripper guide, and the line goes through the arch, down over the rollers here. So when the rod bends, it pulls onto the roller. So you can imagine here's a single one, all the way down. It goes to, let me get it right down to the tip ring just to show you. There is the tip roller guide. The line goes through there, over there, and it's like a pulley wheel. Now, because the line is actually running over that wheel, the wheel revolves, thereby, I'm going to say no friction. Technically, there should be no friction. Of course, these get covered in salt water. They can corrode to a certain extent and get salt grains in there. So you're going to have to watch roller guides. As long as they're free running, they reduce pretty much all line, friction of line on the pulleys here, so you don't lose so many fish. It's more fast running fish, big fish, wahoo, tunas, marlin, stuff like that. But people use these in the UK, but the same principle applies. You have to keep these oiled and serviced. Now this is how you can do it. You can see here, there are 2 pulley wheels there, okay? Now, I can unscrew these. What happens, or used to happen, they now have sort of nylock covering in the screw. We used to have these vibrate on a boat. They would suddenly shake and drop out for no apparent reason. So you've got a screw there. I push this through there. I'm going to call it a bearing. I don't know what they call it, like a bearing screw here. Just there. And then we should be able to, I don't know if that one will. Yeah, it'll pop out. So there we go. The bearing is just in there. Can you see that? So you've got the bearing here. So you can take these out and service them and wash them. You can also put there, you can put some oil in there as well. I'm not going to do it because it's going to drip all over the pool table, but you can put oil on that and put it back in there. You can also get spares that have got screws, and you can buy different size pulley wheels if you like these, different assemblies. In case they get very corroded, as you can see, they come with the screws, the little bearing, and well, it's all there in one go. So what I do is just get a little bit of oil there on my finger, just roll it around the bearing like this, place it back inside, and then relocate in the frame. I'm going to call it the frame, the support frame there. Just relocate that screw through there, and the other one comes the other side. And I don't know whether you're going to see, so I'm going to put it flat in my hand here. You might be able to just see a little bit of colour there. There, can you see it? Like, I think it's red, the colour there. Well, we used to put dabs of varnish on them years ago, but they actually do come with something that stops them vibrating apart now. Okay, normally a line would go through the top of the frame, so it's resting on top of the roller and pulls backwards and forwards like this. The roller revolves, there is no friction. It's not running over a rigid piece of metal. But what you can do is, checking out frozen rollers or freeing off frozen rollers, put a little kink in the end of the line like that, put it under that roller there and bring it out the other side of the frame, one hopes. It's out, okay. And then I go back over the top of the roller. Can you see what I'm doing? Here. Okay, and then this one goes back over again. So basically I'm wrapping the entire roller in fishing line. I'm going to do it really slowly, so hopefully you guys can see it. I've no idea whether the camera's focused or not. There we go. See the loop? I'm pulling it closer and closer and closer. Bang. That's locked on the roller now, okay? It's locked, but look, watch this. I can do this. Sometimes you can hear it, sometimes you can feel it. Now, if that is really, really tight, it's not going to roll. Now, I'm going to show you again here. There's the loop. I've actually done this twice, so you can see the loop pull round. Pull those tight in opposite directions, and you can see by really pulling hard, I can rock that. Now, look, this is an old one. It's got a bit of muck on there anyway. There, see, so that one's cleaning off, but that's slightly stiff. But I can free it off by doing this backwards and forwards, freeing the roller off like that. So there's a tip for you, a totally awesome fishing tip. That's how we used to do it when we were marlin fishing. You know, fast running fish, big sharks, something like that. You can free those rollers off. You'd be surprised how little salt it takes to actually corrode those wheels up and get stuck in there. So you can strip them apart, you can get the spares, you know, you can put them all back together with different inserts. You can get a bit of oil like this, you can put some oil in them, strip them down, wash them in fresh water and oil, but always do this. This is a way to keep your rollers running freely. And that's a way to maintain your roller guides. Look after them, and as the saying goes, when you get a big fish, they'll look after you. Another totally awesome tip, this one sent in by my friend Jerry. We always have a need for expendable fishing weights, ones that you can sort of afford to lose. Have you ever tried it? No leads at all, no lead weights, just stones, bits of rocks, and you tie knots and crisscross them, and if they're slightly rounded, the loop always falls off. Just as you're casting, the stone goes flying, but you're not attached to it. So, if you've got a nice long rough edge stone, you can use that as a weight for, say, wrasse fishing, conger fishing, generally off the rocks where you know you're going to lose some gear. Better to lose just a stone. Of course, it's not as heavy as a lead. It will sink down through the water a lot slower. If you go to bump it and tighten up, sometimes you'll bump it towards you. It's not like tightening down on a lead. But Jerry came up with an idea that might just do the trick. What he did send me was these. Now, obviously they look like stones, don't they? And that's because, yes, they are stones. But what I found unusual was the fact that they're totally round. Now that one there, for instance, I could never tie. I could do a parcel type knot around that, tie on a swivel, and the chances are the line would slip off the edge there, skid away. Not quite sure why he's got the number. Maybe that's grams. Maybe they're weighed in grams. But what he's done is twist wire around here, make a loop, spin it up into a loop. He's done it with all of them like that, as you can see there. Little wire loop there you can attach to. But then he's got hot melt glue. I guess just one of those, you can get these really cheap, a hot melt glue gun. Make sure the stone is dry, whatever you're going to use. Could be any rock or stone, make it dry. So that's all sealed in there. And look, I can pull that. I can't move that at all. Absolutely rigid, lock rigid. And yet, all it is a stone, costs nothing, a piece of wire, I'm going to say 2p, and some glue off the hot melt glue, and because you can weigh them if you wanted. And I guess that's what they mean. Is that 102, 117, 93, 44? But look what he's done with this one, guys. This one he has actually incorporated the swivel into it. So the swivel is there. I'm going to hold it like this. So you can see, spins round, possibly less likely to tangle up. And I think that's a good idea. If you're somebody who goes rock fishing and you want an expendable fishing weight, try the hot melt glue with one of those glue guns and the wire around the outside. You can mess around, you can put swivels on them, you can leave them as they are, just tie your line on the end because you're not going to be casting far. If you want to cast a lot farther, obviously just put that swivel in there. Good tip from Jerry, I've never thought of that one. So there is yet another totally awesome fishing tip. Expendable weights, I love it. And it's always those little tips that often make life so much easier. Now then, what about this one? I've been driven mad by this sometimes when the fish are biting and you really want to get a piece of line off for a new piece of leader, snood, trace line, anything, and you want to get it off fast. It doesn't come together, does it? You get a spool of line. You're desperate to try and find the end, but wherever you go round it, you can't find the end. You can't. Where the hell is it? The fish are biting. Oh my God. Come on, come on, come on. I want a piece of leader. Do you know what it's like? You just can't get the tag end of the line to peel some off. So what you do is this. Get yourself a rubber band, stretch it, roll it around your finger and tie a small knot in at one end. Then, quite simply, get the end of the fishing line like this, hold it, place the rubber band in it, put the line under once, twice, 3 times, whatever you fancy, like that. That's holding that end of that fishing line. It's not going to come untangled. And of course, when you want the end of the fishing line, you've got the loop here, just there. You've got the loop of the knot to pull on. So you just go, I want the end of it quick, the fish are biting, where's the fishing line? It's there. Bingo. Straight off. Now, how simple is that? How easy? A rubber band with a knot tied in it. Like that, and you're all ready to rock and roll. Even better, sometimes I find when you've got fishing line like this on it could be any reel, beach reel, carp reel, pike reel, whatever, regular spinning reel, and you've got the little, well, I call it a tag holder there. You see where you put your fishing line around? Well, that's fine, but some of them are so small, I can't get a 60-pound shock leader through there. Sometimes I've actually snapped them off where I've tried to force the shock leader under there to force the tag end under there. No, same principle, an elastic band with a knot in it. All you do is when you pack up fishing, open it out like this, find the end of your line. She's there because I've only just put this one on. Get the end of your line like this, okay. Wind it round till you've got the tag end there. When you've got the tag end, all you've got to do, quite simply, and bear in mind this would be a shock leader normally, over once, maybe twice, tuck it under. As easy as that. You can see the tag ends there, easy to get at. If that was a shock leader, 60 pounds, the shock leader's all wound around here, and I've got, again, easy access with the knot there, look. Wherever it is, I haven't got to try and dig away trying to get the band up like this, just tie a knot in it. How simple is that? That's how simple it is. Little tips like that make life so much easier. Thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Watch out for our sister channel, the Totally Awesome Outdoors Show. Bushcraft is going mad on there. And also, our Awesome Angler, our own magazine, comes out bi-monthly. Check the website for details. Me, I just love these stones with a hot melt glue. That would definitely be sending out some baits for wrasse.